What's up, family? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing okay out there today and in good spirits and in good health. Today I want to talk about something that's been on my mind lately. The music, the nostalgia, and how some of the legends are still holding it down, you know. Specifically Snoop Dogg with this Missionary album that came out a few weeks ago. Been sparking a lot of conversations, good and bad, you know. But I listened to the album from beginning to end, and I gotta say it feels like an adult contemporary hip hop project. You know what I mean? It's like it was produced and written for the same audience that supported the Chronic and Doggy Style back in the day. But this had an grown folk sound to it. You know, it was really for the old heads, the uncles, the aunties, anyone who was active in the 90s and early 2000s. So honestly, I can't be mad at it. It's cool to see artists still catering to the crowd that blew them up. But here's the thing. If this album was really made for us old heads, I wish it would have had more of that old Gfunk sound and less of the 70s and 80s inspiration. But don't get me wrong, I love those eras. But when I think of Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, I'm thinking West Coast G-Funk all day. So let's be real. I don't think nobody was hoping to see Sting on the album. A lot of people don't even know who Sting is, and that's who Puffy got the song from, Missing You. He was in a group from Europe called The Police. A lot of you younger people wouldn't know who Sting is. So that's what baffles me, why Sting was on the album. You know, it's almost like a come on, man. And don't get me started with the Mary Jane track. Tom Petty, a lot of you young people don't know who Tom Petty is. He's a dope artist. He died in 2016. But I think he already made the best version of that particular Mary Jane song. You know, Tom Petty is mostly known for the big hit record that plays I Won't Back Down, you know. But as in talking about Sting, too many people don't know who Tom Petty is, so he sticks out like a sore thumb also. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying the album is bad. It's decent, but let's keep it a buck. It's far from what you would call a classic status like the Chronic and the Doggy Style, you know. But I still like it, though. Not because it's the best rap album I've heard this year. It's obviously not. But because it's like a fun trip down memory lane, and it takes me back to my teenage years, you know. Before the internet, when I'd run to the record store with my Saturday job money to cop the cassette tapes, the Chronic, Doggy Style, Dog Food, you know, those were some good times. Reminds me of smoking weed with my friends, just vibing out and talking about the latest death row scandal. And I'll never forget the candlelight vigils we held for Tupac when he died. You know, that era was something different, but this album in a way is a reminder of how Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg changed the game more than anything. They were so vital as artists, and their impact is still felt today. And you know what? The same goes for another West Coast legend, Ice Cube. He put out a new album a few weeks ago called Man Down. Both of these records are way more than the sum of their parts, you know. It's like a history lesson in hip hop. They remind us of where we came from and how far we've come in the hip hop game. So yeah, I like it. I mean, let's be real. Doggy Style is way better than Missionary. That part. And Another thing, some of the production on this album gave me some serious Earth, Wind, and Fire vibes, you know, like the Tower of Power that they did. You can definitely hear those influences, and it adds a cool layer to the project. But again, I just wish there was more Gfunk on the record. But the overall, the quality of the production and the clarity is something only Dr. Dre could produce. I like that part of the album, the clarity of the album. And Snoop Dogg was in rare form. You know, he sounded better than he sounded maybe in the last 10 years, you know, because I'm pretty sure Dr. Dre wasn't going to let him come whack in the studio this time, you know. So I liked it a lot. It doesn't sound anything like a sequel to Doggy Style, but when you're pushing 60 like Dr. Dre, I can understand wanting to do something different, you know. Chronic era Dr. Dre don't sound like 2001 era Dre. And that don't sound like anything like the Compton era Dre. So I don't have no idea why people would assume Dr. Dre was going to suddenly regress and start doing the same thing he's already done when he's always tried to reinvent himself. Snoop was dope. And it was some great songs on the album, but some of the songs, he felt like he was just phoning it in, you know. Snoop, he's still capable of sounding hungry, but this isn't really that type of album anyway. The guests were kind of great overall. 50 Cent remembered to open his mouth for his verse. And Eminem didn't try to rap a million miles a minute, so I guess that was refreshing. But no idea why people are so salty about the beats, but Skyscrapers is a banger. Last Dance with Mary Jane with the Tom Petty, that was a good song, but it sticks out. I don't think Tom Petty should have been on the album. But that Hard Knocks, to me, that's the best song on the album. Only issue I really have, the production was kind of thin after the mix, but you know, that Apple equipment, it made it sound kind of flat, but still the clarity was there. So it is what it is. I know a lot of people didn't like the album, but anyway, that's my take. What do y'all think? Did you vibe with this album, or were you expecting something different? You can let me know in the comments below. No comment is good or bad. And I thank you. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Mediazewtv for more conversations like this. But until next time, remember, put God first, stay tuned, stay engaged, and stay informed.